this up, Judge.
Let's
go ahead.
Mr. Scherer has some information that he knows that I guess you don't know. Now, Ms. Weeks is...
Okay.
As a housekeeping matter, I'm just wondering, does Your Honor have any idea, any time period in mind that you plan for this proceedings to go throughout the day or throughout the morning? And I need to know because as I mentioned yesterday, Your Honor, I had
I'm here all day and all day tomorrow to the end of business day tomorrow, so that there's no violation of federal law.
Okay.
How long it takes.
Okay, very well. Thank you, Judge.
Your Honor,
sir, can you answer the question?
I'm still in the middle of my objection.
Okay.
Sorry.
Your objection is...
Relevance. There is absolutely no good faith basis for that question. Your Honor, the latitude that we have allowed Mr.
Scherer.
Please.
Yes, ma'am. I don't know, but I suspect that that's Commissioner Holness's daughter, who lived with this at that address with this gentleman up to April of this year. So I mean, this goes to not only his credibility as to whether he just is vaguely familiar with Commissioner Holness in the district in which he lives, and I'd like to get the answer. I think that's who that is, but I'm not sure. But I don't know.
Your Honor,
the next question is, if he identifies her, then I don't have to go to the next question as to whether or not he resided with her. But I'm going to ask that question so you can be ready for it. But all they're doing, Judge, is trying to obfuscate the testimony here. But we have time and I have patience. So,
and Judge, on that line, I object because I think he's gone way outside with, I suspect this is who it is. He didn't lay the proper foundation. He's not asking questions that would lead to that information. If in fact it is the case, this is turning into a bit of a circus, Judge. I would concur with
all right, now I object to both of those. There is no circus going on here. All parties are being represented very passionately, I might add. It's a serious issue, and it can be taken seriously, and I'm going to allow the parties to make their case, defend their action. Mr. Scherer, perhaps you may want to just ask the witness if Mr. Holness's daughter lived with him.
Your Honor, I interrupt you. The reason I'm saying this is becoming a circus, and Mr. Scherer is Mr. Scherer, is if you look in this courtroom, there is one African American in the audience. That African American lady happens to be a very talented, very skilled attorney in my office.
and the answer would be no.
And this is becoming a circus. It has nothing to do with the relevance of where Mr. Francois lived. Whether he was a resident in the district, whether or not he's properly qualified, whether or not the elections were properly certified. Judge, I've raised the relevancy issue umpteen times. I'm not just doing it because I like to hear myself speak. It's a disgrace, Judge.
Mr. Vaughn, I rule that Mr. Scherer can just ask Mr. Francois if Mr. Holness's daughter lived with him.
After we had the circus for the media and for everybody else trying to imply that this candidate, who is still a candidate for electoral office, is lying. After.
Perhaps my counsel for the defense doesn't understand cross-examination and how these things work, but making speeches and trying to inject race into this is not the question. The question is, did you, sir, live with, or did Commissioner Holness's daughter live with you at the residence address where you lived?
Objection to that preamble, objection to that speech, objection to the relevancy issue. We were promised we're going to have a title at some point.
All right, if you just want to ask the question.
No. You've never lived with her?
No. Asked and answered.
Okay.
Objection.
Have you dated her?
Objection. Relevance.
No. And it's not. And do you know her, by the way? Commissioner Holness's daughter?
Yes, it is. I've heard of her, yeah.
No, I didn't ask you. Do you know her?
Not personally, but through associates of mine, yes.
Oh, so you've never
Friends she
personally
went
met
to
her?
school with. Yeah, I met her, yeah.
Oh, okay. And how often have you met her?
Your Honor,
No.
objection, relevance. Where is the title?
It's overruled.
Go ahead.
Not often.
Not often. How often is not often?
Barely.
You know, sir, you're under oath, right? To tell
Yes,
the
I
truth.
do.
You
Yes.
understand that's important in this process?
Yes.
If you're going to be a candidate for political office, you know it's important to tell the
Yes,
truth.
I understand.
And you know, while you're still on the stand, you can correct what you say if you got misunderstood. So I'm going to ask you again, did she live with you and use your residence as her residence at any time, sir?
Objection.
Overruled.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Sir,
Yes.
did she live with you? And I'm talking about Miss Holness.
No, she did not live with me.
No.
I think the question was, or did she ever use the residence?
Oh, did she use your,
As residence.
Your Honor. Did she use your residence as her residence? As her legal residence at any time, as far as you know?
Yes.
Yes, she did.
Yes.
Okay. And for how long did she do that?
I can't exactly say.
So, did you let her do that?
No, it's actually my mother's house, so I didn't make that decision.
So, wouldn't it be so that you have more than a passing familiarity with Commissioner Holness, as you testified earlier, that you vaguely recall his name? That's not really true, is it?
I don't know him.
But his daughter used your house as his residence, which would lead everybody in the courtroom to believe, sir, that you have more than just a vague familiarity with him.
No, I know his daughter, but I don't know.
Objection, relevance.
Did you,
I'm sorry, Mr. Vaughn.
I think.
No, on your argument, I thought you were just making an objection. Did you want to?
Yeah, I understand the ruling, Your Honor.
and did you talk to Commissioner Holness before you filed these papers to run in District 2?
No.
Objection, asked and answered.
That's overruled.
And did you talk to any lawyers about filing before you filed? Now, I don't want you to say what the lawyers may have told you. I just want to know you sought legal counsel.
No, I did not.
And how about political advisors? Did you seek advisors from political advisors before you filed the papers?
Sorry. Objection, relevance.
Overruled.
No.
Now, did you consult with any, by the way, it's established in the record that you got served with these papers by a process server that I sent out on the 26th of June. Do you recall that you got served with these papers on the 26th of June?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, perhaps you keep your voice up. Did you seek legal counsel after you got served with the papers which our office filed on behalf of Ms. Brinkman?
Objection, relevance, Your Honor. How does this tie anything having to do with this case?
Waiver, estoppel, latches, a lot of issues that are raised and constitutional issues as well. I don't want to know what the lawyers may have told him. I want to know if he sought legal counsel. That is not a privileged area of the law.
I'll allow that question.
Your Honor, waiver, estoppel, and latches to determine whether or not he sought counsel within the time set by the rules to answer a complaint? Waiver, estoppel, and latches?
If you read, Your Honor, with all due respect, if counsel had read the brief we filed last night, he would see that it is appropriate to raise those in election cases, and so that I would like to pursue that evidence a little bit so that we can establish when he got lawyered up, if he did. So I'd like to ask that question directly as to whether he spoke with any lawyers prior to yesterday when Mr. Vaughn appeared for him.
I'll allow it in the way that you asked it the first time.
After,
You're still, I'd like to hear the rest of the ruling, Judge, just so I know whether or not I need to object, and exactly what latitude now we're offering to Mr. Scherer on this issue.